On a chemical spill at an Ozarks plant a year ago, first responders near the BCP ingredients plant in Verona alerted On Your Side about a chemical spill.
That prompted a surprise inspection by the EPA. Government agents found more than a dozen violations at the plant. Ashley Reynolds went back to Verona to see if those problems have been fixed.
It's not just this latest unannounced inspection. For decades, the town has had a pollution problem. The plant was acquired by Syntex in 1969. A chemical used in Agent Orange, dioxin, was found. In 1983, it was deemed a Superfund site. In the early 2000s, BCP Ingredients took over. The company now makes choline chloride for feed and animal supplements. They have admitted to last April's spill. Workers were moving ethylene oxide from a rail car to the plant when it was released. As we've told you this before, government data show this is one of the most toxic places in the United States. It's considered a hot spot. Folks who live near the BCP Ingredients plant have a greater lifetime risk of getting cancer. Look, it's 27 times the EPA's acceptable risk.
I mean, they're ruining families, and it's not okay.
30-year-old mother of four, Cheyenne Newman, recently found out she has stage 3 breast cancer.
Nobody in my family has breast cancer.
Last spring, she says she took her kids to play in this creek right behind BCP.
About the same time the spill happened, and we had no idea of the dangers that we were putting myself or my kids in at that time.
You can see the chemical plant in the distance. The spill happened right here at this offloading station, T9A. We got this photo taken by the EPA after we asked for it with a records request. Last April's spill was nearly 1,300 pounds of ethylene oxide. The pollution research mentions it cannot be used to tie individual cancer cases to emissions from specific industrial facilities. Ethylene oxide is a colorless gas the EPA says can lead to cancer if you breathe enough of it. The National Cancer Institute says it increases the risk of breast cancer. Why do you think you got breast cancer?
I'm quite sure it's from the ethylene oxide at BCP. It's not fair for people that don't know the risk of the exposure to have to live with that after it's too late.
The Vineyard family of 6 siblings knows cancer too. A couple family members worked at the plant.
It's just the 3 of us.
My oldest brother, he just passed away just a few weeks ago from liver cancer. Next to the oldest brother, he passed away with lung cancer. I personally have had lung cancer, and I beat it, and I was diagnosed last week with liver cancer. Sorry.
Then there's Verona Alderman Joseph Heck. He just lost his wife to cancer. How's your family?
Broken. And knowing that I can't do nothing, like as a parent and as a man, knowing that I can't just go over there and fix the problem, it hurts.
In our previous report, we told you how the EPA found 16 violations. One was problems with emergency coordination after the spill. The Verona fire chief told us he didn't know about the spill until it was over.
If we don't have communication within the company and the city, then we're never going to get past this.
Last fall, BCP first objected to those EPA violations. They wrote back on many with the defense of the company does not want to disclose information because it might hurt business, saying it's confidential business information.
That's bull.
It's
That's just
bull
not
crap.
right. No,
They're trying to cover their.
There's nothing that they can say in the correct manner that would harm their business.
I don't know how they sleep at night.
Then the EPA and BCP reached an agreement to fix the violations. In this order of compliance, BCP agreed to improve communication, at least annually and more frequently. It's been a year, and city leaders tell me that has not happened.
They had a leak, and
Nothing's changed. that leak could still happen today, if you want my opinion.
The inspection report showed at least one ethylene oxide sensor inside the plant was not working. The report states EPA inspectors had handheld monitors showing ethylene oxide in the room, 2 parts per million. But you can see in this photo, the sensor in the plant read 0. Last week, I asked a BCP spokesperson if the sensor is fixed. I have not heard back. Now the EPA has sent this information request to BCP. It's a 9-page document asking specific questions about ethylene oxide emissions. The EPA wants to know about the life cycle of ethylene oxide from arrival to facility exit. It also wants to know if any wastewater streams contain the carcinogen. BCP's response is not available yet. There are deadlines listed, and there could be penalties of up to nearly $56,000 for each day of continued noncompliance. The EPA tells On Your Side the agency's current focus is addressing noncompliance and reducing the potential for accidental releases that may impact worker safety or harm the community. Since the spill, the EPA has not issued any fines.
It is crazy how society lets big companies and legislators let big companies profit over human health.
What do you want for your kids?
I want them to have their mom. I want them to know that they need to stand up for when they see things that aren't right, and I want them to be able to be here to see me fight this and to fight BCP.
Once again, BCP declined my request for an interview, but gave us this statement. BCP Ingredients remains committed to working with the EPA and other agencies in a responsive and transparent manner to ensure that our facility continues to be safe for our employees and the surrounding community of Verona. Since the surprise inspection, the EPA asked for what's called stack testing. It measures the amount of a specific pollutant coming from the plant. That was done in February. When those results are available, we'll share. For years, city leaders asked the EPA to test the air quality around town. Since the spill, the EPA did put out 3 of these monitors for a few weeks. They plan to study those results and release that information during a public meeting this summer. We do not have the date for that meeting yet. We'll continue to follow this story. For On Your Side, I'm Ashley Reynolds.